Welcome back, Best Investing. We got a new video today. We're going to talk about the top four trading and investing books that I've read so far. Number one, we got Principles by Ray Dalio. This is a very in-depth book. It's a huge book, a lot of information. It's incredibly valuable. It talks about life. It talks about investing. So many good topics, but I got a page highlighted here. I'm going to talk about it right here. I have the physical copy in my hands as I make this video. This is the 5-step process to get what you want out of life. Number one, have clear goals. Number two, identify and don't tolerate the problems that stand in the way of you achieving those goals. Number three, accurately diagnose the problems to get at their root causes. Number four, design plans that will get you around them. Number five, do what's necessary to push these designs through to results. And that's key, folks. That's key. All right. I got to quit wasting time. I got to quit consuming so much. Okay. I need to set a time. I got to design a plan. Okay. I think I'm going to set a timer on my phone. I'm going to give myself 5 minutes. Once that timer goes off, it's back into work mode. That is my plan. That's what I just realized. I need to apply that to my own life. But anyways, I recommend you guys to check out this book. Even just Google a summary of it. If you don't want to buy the book, it's a great book. And it's my number one investing book that I've read so far. Number two, we've got A Zebra in Lion Country. This is a great book. This is written from a mutual fund manager's perspective, and this is a valuable book for fundamental analysis as far as grading stocks and looking at their balance sheets and what, just the characteristics this guy looks for as a mutual fund manager. This helps me with the investment side of things as far as my systematic approach. This was a great book, and I have here on my investment spreadsheet the three characteristics he looks at. I'm trying to remember them off the top of my head. Number one, he looks at growth potential. This has got to be a company that has a good growth potential. It's got to have It's got to have fundamental value. And then number three, he's got to be getting it at a discount in the market. So he's not going to buy it at all-time highs. He's going to wait for a good entry. Anyways, that was a little bit butchered. Read the book. It's got a lot of good points in there on how to value stocks, and it's a great analogy there in the title, Zebra in Lion Country. If you don't know anything about zebras, they move in a herd, and the whole point of that title is the zebras in the outside of the herd get the fresher cut of grass, while the zebras that are afraid to go to the outside stay in the middle. They get the grass that's been stepped over and chewed on by the outside zebras. And the reason why the outside zebras get the fresh cut grass is because they're taking a risk of a lion, which is the predator, eating the prey of zebra. So the zebras on the outside have a higher risk of a lion coming in and eating them and ruining their life. But they get better grass, and they're actually a healthier zebra. So if you can kind of take that analogy and apply it to the market, it's very interesting. That's what my systematic approach utilizes. We're one of these zebras on the outside of the pack. All right, we're not moving with the herd. We're taking some risks here at Best Investing. All right, that leads to the next book here, number three, Diary of a Professional Commodity Trader by Peter Brandt. This is a top-notch book. This is going to be focused from a trader's perspective. He's a chart trader. He uses the chart. He uses technical analysis. He's got a huge account. This is his full-time job. He makes his full-time income from this. Peter L. Brandt. He's been doing it for 40 years. He's also on Twitter. I don't recommend reading Twitter every day, but if you want to go to individuals like Peter Brandt's individual page, I'd recommend that. This book is going to teach you a lot about the charts, how to read charts, certain patterns, what do they mean, how to apply a lot of the risk management I got from this book. This is a great book overall. And then the fourth book, this is the current book I'm reading. I haven't read it all yet. It's similar to Peter Brandt's book. I think Peter Brandt's is a little bit more in-depth as far as the chart patterns and things of that nature. This book here by Don Miller, Chronicles of a $1 Million Trader, this is set up more as a journal with timestamp entries. So he's just taking you through his day and jotting his thoughts down as he makes trades. And the one thing I didn't like about this book was this guy takes like 50 trades. He makes 50 intraday trades, and he doesn't hold any positions overnight. So that's different than my style, but you could still take away some good points from his book. And yeah, he made $1 million trading his retirement account in, I believe, 12 months. So he made $1 million in a year trading his futures account. So there's valuable information in there that's going to, and risk management and things like that. He has a different style than me, but, still some value in this book. And I'm going to finish the video off with another clip I recorded about a section of this book that I took away from, and I really appreciated that section of the book. So those are my top 4 books. All right, so I forgot to record an introduction, but this is it right now. We're going to talk about what it means to stay in comeback mode. So stay tuned. We're going to talk about the importance of staying in comeback mode and what that means. And to be in comeback mode essentially means you're fighting after a loss, right? Your back is against the wall. You just suffered a loss. And there's two ways you can go about this. One, you can actually suffer a real loss and have to be forced to go into comeback mode, or you can just tell yourself and psych yourself out and become in comeback mode without having to suffer the loss. And that's the ideal path, number two there. So that's what I'm having to do. You know, if you've ever dealt in life where you feel you get some victories going, you get some momentum behind you, you start feeling good about yourself and you start to relax and life feels so pleasant. Life feels good. You're like, man, life's getting better. And it just feels great, right? You're like, this is what I put all that work in because it feels good right now. And that's fine. And you should have moments in time where you do get that sort of feeling. But what's more important is to check yourself before you go back into the arena, back into the trading world, or even to step outside of your door and go and live your day. You got to stay in comeback mode. You got to be sharp. You got to be ready to fight. And that's what this book talks about. Chronicles of a $1 Million Trader by Don Miller. It talks about like his peaks and valleys and his road to success as a trader. And it's a book I'm reading right now, and it's a great book. And I just felt that theme was one I picked up from his book, and I feel it occurring in my own life. And so I had to share these thoughts with the best investing community here. You got to stay in comeback mode. You got to attack the market each day, and you got to stay sharp. And so I'm going to have a breakdown of the books that I've read. And it's an ongoing process because I keep rereading these books and getting the messages from the books and trying to apply it to my life situations here. And this is all ongoing. These are the books I've read over the last 3 or 4 years. And there's been some great ones. And I'm going to share those here on the channel, but be on the lookout. The main message I want to say is stay in comeback mode.